Welcome to Viking basketball with Barret Peery, as the Portland State Vikings have been selected to play in the postseason. The Vikings are playing in the collegeinsider.com postseason tournament, the CIT, a tournament developed to promote mid-major programs who do not otherwise get postseason bids, and they try to find the best ones they can in the country. And Coach, Portland State is one of those programs going into the tournament at 20-13. The Vikings play the University of San Diego this Saturday night. You have to be pretty happy with how things have turned out through this first season.
Yeah, I'm very pleased. I was pleased that we could get to our 20th win in the conference tournament. I'm really proud of our record and how our guys have played and what we've done. It's an honor to get invited to any postseason tournament, especially when we haven't been there much in our history. So we're very excited about that. Playing San Diego will be a great challenge. To watch them last night, and very familiar with their team from my year last year in the WCC. So we're excited about it.
Okay, and maybe I gave a quick description of the CIT, and maybe you have something else to add to that, just in terms of the quality of the teams and where they all come from, a few things like that.
Well, I think, like you said, what you see is a lot of teams that had very good records, but not everybody can go to the NCAA and the NIT. And so you have tournaments like this for teams that are mid-major level teams that have won 18, 19, 20, 21 games, teams that are proud of their record, teams that have had good seasons and want to keep playing, and that's what we have on our hands right now.
Okay, and let's touch on real briefly the Big Sky Tournament. Portland State winning an opening round game against Sacramento State, and then defeated by 6 points by the Eastern Washington Eagles, who went on to play in the championship and are now playing in the NIT. And just evaluate a little bit about your team's performance last week in Reno.
Yeah, we had a great first half against Sac State and then held on to win in that second half. Like we've preached kind of all month, teams don't go away easily in March, and that was another case on that first night in the tournament. The second night, we really got hit with a flurry of threes, and they really smacked us in that first half against Eastern Washington. Our guys really battled and scratched and clawed and got back in that game, got it to 4 points a couple of times, a couple of unfortunate misses and or turnovers, and we weren't able to close it out, but was really proud with how we battled. And then we came home and got this invite, so we're very excited. The Big Sky was very good this year with several 20-win teams, so it was a battle.
Yeah, and actually the Big Sky Conference, 6 teams with 20 or more wins this season. That has never happened in history of the Big Sky, and that just tells you the type of competition Portland State faced all season. Coach, before we talk about San Diego, one other thought about the tournament. You last played last Thursday, play San Diego Saturday night at 7 o'clock. That's 9 days. How do you feel about that gap between games?
Well, we took a couple of days off over the weekend, and then we've been back on the floor yesterday and today, so we got a couple more days before we travel, so we'll kind of fine-tune it and get ready for that. San Diego had a long week last week, having their tournament end much earlier than ours. WCC goes a week before us, so they were probably at home waiting, practicing a little bit. They had a game last night where they pick up some momentum, feel good about themselves with a win, and then we got to go down there and try to win.
Okay, the University of San Diego, the Toreros, members of the West Coast Conference in San Diego, 19-13 on the season. They opened the CIT last night in a first-round game, beating Hartford 88-72. And I'm sure, Coach, if you didn't watch it live, you've already seen the film and evaluate the Toreros, who I know you know a little bit about. You've coached in the WCC.
Yeah, no, I know quite a few of their guys really well and scouted them last year a lot. They run a lot of stuff, a lot of actions every time down the floor. Very balanced attack. Their top 2 scorers are transfers, one that came from here and another one from the University of Utah, and then they fill in with some other good guys. They go about 8 deep, and they're very good offensively. They really execute deep into a shot clock if they can. Good man-to-man defensive team, and we'll have our work cut out for us.
And they are a very balanced team against Hartford. 6 players in double figures. As you said, they go about 8 deep, but it's a pretty good 8. And the other thing I noticed when I look at San Diego, you said they like to get into the shot clock, run it down a little bit. They're a little bit more of a half-court oriented team. And I look at the defense, one of the better defenses in the West Coast Conference, and I also noticed they hold opponents to 30% from the three-point line and actually very few threes a game. So how do you approach that defense?
Well, we want to play fast. We want to get the ball up the floor and try to find ways to shoot the ball quickly, but again, we have to play our way. We have to try to speed them up, try to put them in positions where they're not comfortable with their offense. and then get out and run and try to get easy shots. The three-point line, which you said they defend very, very well. We got to find ways to penetrate and kick it or get to the rim and finish. That starting lineup they have is very balanced, like we talked about, but also balanced size-wise. Very interchangeable, especially at the offensive end. So we'll have our work cut out for us in defending them because a lot of odd sizes, especially 4 and 5 for some of our guys.
So you're saying we need to get up court and prevent them from really setting up and establishing that defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a secret. They know how they want to play. We know how we want to play, and we'll know each other very well by Saturday. But, yeah, they do a good job. They really execute, and they have a big playbook. Okay,
and perhaps some keys to stopping a multifaceted attack where they do have a number of guys who can get some points on you.
Well, they do a good job executing, like we said. And so, with their screening and their cutting and their slipping, all those things, we really have to be solid in the half court. We have to pressure the ball so it's not easy to pass the ball from A to B and let them run their stuff. And then we got to guard the three-point line because, as you see, they shoot it well as well, also.
Okay, Coach, last thought as we walk into the office today, and we walk across that hall every day. We talk about it over and over, the Viking Pavilion. And the one thing I thought about as I looked in there today, it's almost completed. The goal is always going to be the NCAA tournament, but maybe in seasons when we don't make the NCAA tournament, this might be a great place to host another tournament game, NIT, CBI, CIT.
I think we'll have a great venue to host something like that. Obviously, our main goal will always be the NCAA, but we'll have a home that's very, very exciting to have people come and visit.
Okay, the Vikings once again playing the University of San Diego in a CIT postseason tournament game. That's Saturday night, 7 o'clock. You can watch a live stream of that at watchcit.com. Just go to govikes.com for all the information.